Welcome back to Whitt Acres. Today I am down in the vegetable garden because I finally got compost and I can fill up my raised beds. We got the farmer going by getting the fields ready to be planted, so you might hear some tractor sounds, but I got this raised bed all filled up already. I tried putting the camera out and it kind of fell over, so it's already filled up, and I did get this one all filled up and topped off as well. Hey puppy. I also started to dump off some of the wood chips because I want to redress this area up a little bit. Back here in the pumpkin patch, I got another bucket load dumped off because I need a good hill for my giant pumpkin. This is all compost and I have sand already put in here. So I want to get this amended a little bit better, and then I'll be able to get my giant pumpkin planted out here. I was doing some cleanup and I brought all my broken and rotted gourds back here to the compost, and I noticed something else. I have a beautiful area back here with the compost. We have the rhododendrons blooming. We have the Dame's rocket coming up, as well as the Chinese snowball bush back here. Can't really see that snowball bush from everywhere else, so it's nice to actually get a good glimpse of it right now while it's blooming. It's got a lot of grapevine on there strangling it out, so I want to get in there and rip all that out of there. I got 5 yards of compost dumped off, so it's enough to get me started out here. I'm able to fill up my raised beds as well as get my pumpkin patch started, and now I'm about to work on my potato row and try and get that started so I can get my potatoes in. So my plan is to get the potato row starting right after this raised bed and heading down the fence line towards the backhoe there in the end of the fence. I'm going to be putting cardboard down to try and snuff out the grass, and then layering the compost right over it. I've been saving cardboard all winter long for exactly this project, so finally it's getting some use. And there is my potato row. I did think I had more cardboard to make this a little bit longer, but this is gonna get me started just fine. The potatoes are gonna be going in here. I'm gonna have peppers in here and tomatoes in there. That's just the main crop. I'm definitely gonna be sowing some more things in there as well as there's space. But I want to get these areas taken care of so I can get some things actually planted out here. I had a really good year with bugs one year whenever I had a ton of extra basil in my greenhouse that I started. So I just sowed it everywhere in between everything. And I really didn't have a pest problem on any of my plants. So I'm gonna try and do that again this year with some of the herbs that I have started and just intersow as much as I can. Hey puppy. We got the chives over here coming up and looking gorgeous. So my brother's gonna need the backhoe at his house this weekend, so I'm not gonna have it here to use. I'm trying to get all this compost moved before I have to give it up and have him take it. I put most of it down here in the vegetable garden, so what's left I'm gonna try and put out front so I can finish off that garden, because I'm bringing the mulch around that side first. So if I can get that topped off with a nice fresh coat of mulch or compost, then I can bring the wood chips the rest of the way across and that whole garden will look almost finished. Good boy. As you can see out here on this front bed, this was a new addition from last year, and we did add some compost in when I first planted it out, but there's a lot of settling and wash away from heavy rains. So I need to come in here with a new layer of compost just to bring the soil level up a little bit. The root ball is even exposed a little bit on this willow here. So I'm going to use the compost to bring the soil level up a little bit before I put any wood chip mulch over it. Alright, so I got all the compost that I have moved around the property, so I shouldn't need the backhoe anymore. I also moved some wood chips around in case I get extra time and I can actually do some mulching. So I was able to get this new garden expansion top dressed out here with a fresh layer of compost. I also went through the yard on some of the bare spots and put some compost in there to where I could sow some grass seed. I came along this side here and top dressed just all the new plantings that I have, the hydrangeas and the oak tree that I put in. Just gave it a nice little top dress around the base of each of them. The sun is just coming through the trees beautifully right now. I also added some compost over here around the rhododendron. And the rest of the compost that I had, I dumped off at the poplar garden so I could top dress that area a little bit better and get some more plants in there. These irises on the ramp are incredible. Look how many blooms there are. There's got to be probably 75 blooms just right here. But I have all my plants out here on the wall ready to go in the ground. So now that I have some compost out there in different areas, I'll be able to start plugging away at some of these plants. All right, that's going to be all for this one. I've been working steady since I got home from work today, so I want to wind down a little bit before I have to go up and close up the barn for the night. If you enjoy gardening videos, make sure to subscribe down below. Hit that like button before you leave, and you can see me and Echo on the next one. Thanks for watching.